Right, now we're going to go over the cable route for the reverse camera. The best place we've found to run it through is this handy soft aluminium panel here, which we can pre-drill for a grommet to mount into that location. We'll be able to bring our camera cable feed down through that grommet, and then there's these fantastic cable duct, cable tie mounting points that we're going to be able to run our cable down and along, and then in parallel with the factory cabling to come through to the back of the machinery. After we've drilled our hole in this panel from underneath, ready for our cable run, you simply lift up this rubber mat here, and we need to pull all of the little plastic rivets out of this panel so we've got enough movement to drop our reverse camera cable through. Now this is the camera cable that we dropped out of the Pioneer unit earlier, and we're now going to run that through to the back. So just with that bit of panel movement, you can loop that cable carefully around behind the panels. It'll sit neatly into this area without any risk of rubbing. It's pretty heavy duty, it's double sheathed in a very heavy duty rubber, so it's safe and protected in that area. And we're going to just drop it through this spot and then bring it through this hole to go through underneath the cabin, and then we'll apply our grommet afterwards to seal that up, and then we can drop the rubber floor back down, which will cover that whole situation safely. For all external cabling, it's a very good idea to apply split loom tubing to protect against heat, dirt, dust and vibration. This split loom tubing is not supplied with the kit, so just use this from your workshop resources. Apply in manageable chunks so that when we cable tie this into position, the cable is well protected at all times. Alright, we loom and fasten the camera cable along those factory fasten points. And we need to run that around the cabin up onto this side. You can run it in parallel with factory cabling here, and we've got to come through, see the cable coming through there into that position through that pre-cut hole there in the back of the chassis. We're going to slip one more cable tie up on that little guy to keep him tucked away in a moment, and then once we've come through that hole, which you can just see way up in here, we need to bring the cable across. Now be careful, you need to keep clear of this fan obviously, so we've dropped the cable down and used that hose retainer there as a fastening point to keep it clear and lower the fan. Then we've got another cable tie fastening point on this side on the bottom of the fan motor chassis, and that's keeping the cable low and clear of the fan blades. We need more of that protective loom tubing, particularly here in the engine bay, to protect against heat. Then we're routing down through this pre-cut grommet here. There's plenty of spare space in that fella to bring the cable through and up in parallel with all of this factory cabling to the rear tailgate section, where we will momentarily mount the camera onto that plastic panel. Alright, we've done a fantastic job of mounting the camera up, as you can see, with, this is very important, some galvanized screws there. Anything other than galv or stainless screws will just rust really quickly, so make sure you use the right gear. Now, mounting to that panel is nice and tidy, but that presents a problem. The panel's not really a great load bearer and has a little bit of a wriggle in it. So now that we've done that and mounted that solidly, we're going to load it up with a bit of Sikaflex or Bond Seal or something similar there to just take up that space, and after that dries it should be a pretty solid, rigid camera mount. Thank you for watching. I hope this has helped you learn a few things about the integration of a new CarPlay unit to the Bobcat. For more videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. Get across to the website universalfuse.com.au for a whole bunch of DIY packs for all sorts of different vehicles, or visit audiocom.net.au or the Audiocom stores in Western Australia for all sorts of plug and play vehicle packs and DIY solutions for you and your business.